Cinema Vino. It's good to have you guys with us here.
Full house.
Yeah. We got everybody. Four of a kind.
It feels nice.
The Avengers back together.
Yeah.
Ace is high.
Yeah, it feels lightly damp, but in a good way.
Brat Pack. XOXO Gossip Girl.
We got Taylor Owens.
Hello.
We got Sean Jordan.
Hi.
And we got T-Bud.
What up?
T-Bizzle. And my name's Todd. And we're going to start our series of doing movies that we all have wanted to do for the podcast at some time or another and have never gotten around to. Kind of odds and ends. Just taking care of business.
This
Bits
is
and bobs.
We couldn't figure out a category to fit these in, so we just did them.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, this is mine. Stop Making Sense. It's a movie I've wanted to do for a while. I haven't watched it in a long time, and it's one that I've enjoyed from when I was a kid. So
Really?
yeah, I've always had.
Well, and it got a re-release last year
Yeah, it did.
on IMAX, right?
Yeah, this would be a great one to see in IMAX. I think just to get the full like.
Because there was a Broadway play too. Did he?
I think so.
Maybe.
David Byrne.
Yeah.
Did a Broadway
Yeah,
play?
he did like a maybe he converted this. Yeah, it was some Broadway thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would watch that. So, and we were drinking, kind of catching up on wines that, again, that we don't do a whole lot of. We haven't done a whole lot of Portuguese wines in the podcast, so it's good to kind of catch up on those. So, we're doing Casal Garcia, Vino Verde Rosé. So,
And Alpha Hive. Beer.
For Trav.
Travis is doing a double IPA over there, so, and that's me just trying to catch him up to speed for alcohol, blood alcohol level,
I'm sleeping on your couch.
and that's fine. That's what it's there for.
Or in your marital bed. Whatever.
That's fine.
That's what it's there
That's,
for.
that's what it's there for. Yeah.
Yeah. So
When you have nightmares.
that's why we got a California King.
Yeah. Spice is life.
So this is a concert documentary featuring the Talking Heads. This was released October 19th, 1984, so almost 40 years ago.
Damn.
It was directed by Jonathan Demme, who would later win an Academy Award for Silence of the Lambs.
Oh.
This is directed by the Silence of the Lambs guy?
Yeah. And he also would direct Philadelphia. He'd do a bunch of stuff later on in the 2000s stuff. He was acclaimed, acclaimed director. And so it's kind of like The Last Waltz was Martin Scorsese. It's like these big time, it's a concert, but directed by a big time director. So
That's right. This is the second concert film you've had us do on the podcast.
exactly, yeah. This is now considered a landmark concert film. And not only that, but the Talking Heads presentation of their concert is now considered like influential of like the screens in the background, the digital media, all that stuff
100%.
you see now commonplace. They kind of pioneered that. All their little quirks and multimedia stuff like David Byrne coming out with a boombox at the beginning of it, and the theatricality of having like each member come out one song at a time.
And like all the set pieces slowly adding in.
Yeah, there's a theatricality to that they really incorporated into rock music. So.
Theatricality. Jeez. This is a good double IPA.
Yeah.
I was going to say theatricality and deception are powerful agents.
But we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce? So
Unique New York. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
this has a 100% fresh rating, Rotten Tomatoes.
Nice.
Now, this is one of the rare movies that has bats 1,000. And it's also in the Library of Congress.
But isn't the Criterion Collection?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know if it's ever made it to TCM or not. So this is, let's see, where was I here? Set list has a mixture of like their biggest hits, a lot of deeper tracks, and there's going to be some stuff you know, some stuff you don't know, depending on how much of a fan you are of their work. And so just for people who don't know Talking Heads, David Byrne is the lead singer, and then you got Tina Weymouth, who is bass guitar, Jerry Harrison, lead guitar, and then Chris France, drums and percussion. They also add two backup singers, Edna Holt and Lynn Mabry. And Lynn Mabry is actually in a very good documentary about backup singers called 20 Feet from Stardom. If you guys have never seen that, very much worth checking out. All about like backup singers and people who backed up like Bruce Springsteen, Elton John, famous people. And so it's worth checking out for sure. It's a very good documentary. So Sean, had you seen it before?
No. No, I hadn't seen it. No, but I'm a big Talking Heads fan.
Yeah.
So I just never got around to it because it's a concert film. You know,
Yeah.
there's a million concert films for every band.
Yeah.
I have like a Led Zeppelin concert DVD that I've watched a million times. I had a friend whose dad watched the Eagles concert every night before bed.
Todd does this
every
now.
night.
Yeah.
He's a big Eagles
That's
fan.
the stuff of nightmares.
So it's like
In a New
when I
York
saw like,
minute.
okay, Talking Heads has like a concert film. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
But I own Talking Head 77 on vinyl.
Oh yeah,
Great album.
that is a great album. So start with you. What did you think of it, having never seen it before, and especially as a Talking Heads fan? What did you think of it?
Couple things. It was fun. Great music. Great musicality. Love the little Tom Tom Club like pop in the interlude in the middle where he's clearly doing a costume change.
Yeah,
Yep.
But you know, they broke up obviously in the early 90s, late
Somewhere,
80s,
yeah,
early 90s.
late '80s. I mean, they're one of those bands that broke up slowly over a few years.
Yeah, because David's an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you can see his
But he
artistry.
seems so nice in interviews. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's an artist. He's
Yeah.
like he's got a clear vision, and he's probably an asshole because he wants everything to look
Oh,
like what he
100%,
wants.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see that come through. This is a great masterpiece, but it's also probably a pain in the ass to work with.
Yeah.
Well, and it's the other side of that is I've noticed this amongst all of these rock musicians, like Robbie Robertson with the band and Roger Waters with Pink Floyd. They kind of lie into the argument that I am the band, I was the band, but then it's like, what'd you do after you broke up?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, oh yeah.
all those guys.
Where's your band after this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
where are your great albums after you guys broke up?
Yeah.
So anyway,
Hey, it's cool seeing them at their peak where you see like the artistry of it, you see the showmanship, seeing like, you know, because this was sort of like the front of like art rock, right?
Yeah.
Early 80s. This
Yeah.
is like the punk, the clean cut punk.
new wave,
Yeah.
punk. It's a weird mix because I think their music has a lot of like soul and funk to it too. There's a strong like beat.
Oh,
to it.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the music. I've always loved Talking Heads. But yeah, I mean, I saw whenever they were redoing the documentary, or I guess they were re-releasing it with the IMAX remaster this year.
Yeah.
Or last year. I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we got a chance to watch it.
Yeah, it was fun. It's fun to go back and watch it.
Would I go out of my way to watch it again? Probably not.
Yeah.
Because it's a concert film. You know?
Right.
You see it once, you're probably good for like 5 to 10 years.
That's kind of where I've been with it. I haven't watched it in that long at least.
Yeah.
So what would you give it?
7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to watch it again
Yeah.
for 5
Yeah.
to 10 years.
Yeah, there you go.
But I'll listen to the Talking Heads on, Spotify.
I did earlier today.
But like
Yeah.
that, also, I think that Tom Tom Club song is probably the longest like living song out of all those songs, just because that's been sampled now in Mariah Carey's Fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
Mariah Carey's Fantasy has been now sampled in, is it Doja Cat?
Somebody? Yeah, it's popped up
Yeah.
somewhere else.
It's really popular right now because it's been sampled in something else.
Yeah.
So I mean, just that like beep, 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 beep.
They're making some cash from that.
They are making some
Oh, yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
They don't need to re-release this for a third time.
No.
They're making money off that.
No. They're all wealthy.
Yeah.
Especially when you think about, I mean, even like David Byrne, like all the times Talking Heads been covered by other people.
Yeah.
Or all the times they popped up in movies. So yeah, they're doing fine.
Psycho Killer, I think Psycho Killer's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we did for you guys at home. We've already done Baby Driver, but I'm surprised it didn't pop up in Baby Driver. It'd have been like another good song for him to like.
Oh, 100%.
Sing too.
That would have
Yep.
been. Yeah.
So you're 7.
7.
Trav, what about you?
Yeah, I had seen this again one time, probably 10 plus years ago at your house, after you had given me at least 1 or 2 Todd pours.
Not like me at all.
So I had seen it, and I guess I'm not the biggest Talking Heads fan because I was like, but watching it, I was like, oh, I forgot. I didn't realize that they did this song, or that like there were like 5 or 6 songs. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that was them.
Yeah.
So I was enjoying it, but then I found myself like going to my phone, but I was like listening to it the whole time. But after all of the band got out there, I liked all the. It did remind me of The Last Waltz and Scorsese, because like everything at the beginning was like very precise. Like they really wanted to have the silhouette of the guy's guitar right as he walked out of like that shaft of light coming out onto the stage. And so I dug all the pageantry of everybody coming in and then constructing the stage behind him and all that. And it was a good concert. I loved his big poofy sleeves. So very 80s.
His costume changes were
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's- yeah.
Like every song, he was changing something up.
Which I got to say that our buddy Richie, for your wedding, his suit jacket was a little bit big, and he got increasingly worked up as the day went on that he looked like David Byrne. Stopped making sense. He was like, "I look like David Byrne." And so we chuckled when we watched this.
Yeah.
He came out in the big suit. It's like, oh, it's Richie. He got increasingly insecure about it.
Yeah.
How did those shoulder pads work?
I don't know.
They were
Like-
poofy. And it was the pants, too. I didn't see the pants until
yeah?
Pants up here with like the big old waist.
Yeah. I will say that when he put the red hat on, he bore a strong resemblance to Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Yeah.
After he took it off, I thought the exact same thing.
It's like if he's going anywhere, he was running.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bub Gump shrimp for sure. But I enjoyed it. Like, I loved it when you put it on in the background when you were, I don't know, just trying to get me too drunk, which was a little suspicious. And anyway.
If that was suspicious, I've been suspicious thousands of times since
Yeah.
then, too.
Thank you for acknowledging
that
it.
again.
I mean, at this point, I'm like the Joker. You can't be shocked when I try to poison Gotham.
All right, well,
That's
that's
true. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's on camera, and I will be contacting you, my lawyer.
I want to meet your lawyer. I want to meet the guy you show up with as your lawyer.
It's just me.
Dirk Howitzer?
Yeah.
You don't want to meet Dirk Howitzer. He'll come in guns blazing. Anyway, it was good then. It's good now. I gave it a 6.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
This movie, when I first saw it, I think it was at your house as well, and I didn't understand it. I think I was such a big fan of like, Song Remains the Same, and it was like I didn't understand it, but I liken it to this. It was Flight of the Conchords. When the Flight of the Conchords first came out, someone showed it to me. Like, you gotta watch Flight of the Conchords, and I was
Wait, the TV show or their stand-up?
TV show.
Okay.
And it was
Don't you
HBO.
hear me?
And I think it was the Bowie song. Whatever episode it was, I'm like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
This is Bowie
and I
to
was
Bowie.
yeah, exactly. And I was like, you guys are idiots. This is never gonna make out. This is buffoonery. And then
Pure buffoonery.
and now I come back and I go, oh fuck, no, Flight of the Conchords was like one of the greatest fucking TV shows of all time. And we're
Flight of the Conchords is great.
like we're rewatching it right now, and we're laughing about how much we love it.
Well, and you'll be amazed how many like actors pop up in that. Like,
Exactly, comedians.
Eugene-
and it was like-
Eugene Merman.
Yeah, and it was like, and now, but I'm seeing that along with this right here. I hated this.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I was like, man, I get it. I know their songs, big fucking deal. It's just it's just what it is. What it is. But now rewatching it, I appreciate it so much fucking more.
Yeah.
I'm like, this dude was a fucking goddamn borderline of god or genius, and it was like what he did with 1984.
Yeah.
I was like, what a visually display. Like what he was doing for that time frame just blew my goddamn mind.
And we said that last night too. It's like this was 1984.
Yeah, exactly.
40 years ago.
And like I think that's how I feel with like with Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, this was what 20? Wait, it came out in 2000.
Flight of the Conchords was like 2003.
6?
Okay, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
But you're looking at that. It's like that's almost 20 years ago, and you're like,
Well, and you see what Jermaine Clemens is doing now.
Yeah.
He's doing a ton of stuff. He's
Yeah,
like,
and I'm-
done.
Voiceover work, right? He does
Yeah, a lot of-
voiceover.
He's doing a lot of voiceover work. He was in something really recent.
he did Moana. He was
remember
yeah,
that.
it was like, yeah. but it just blows my mind for like when I first saw what they were doing. I'm like, oh, these guys are idiots. And then when I saw it maybe a decade later, I'm like, they were fucking geniuses.
Yeah.
That's how this film is to me.
Yeah.
It was like when I first watched it, I'm like, oh, it's a concert film. I don't give a shit. But then when I rewatched it, I'm like, oh, now I get it. It's
Yeah.
like, that's the film. It's like, watching it later, I'm like, this is a fucking great film.
Yeah.
A great concert film.
Yeah.
I think I told Travis, like, I had it on the background, but I kept finding myself watching it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like where it's a music thing. Where like, Song Remains the Same. I would know every Led Zeppelin song. You just have it on there. I'm looking at, Robert Plant's Package. It's like, that's all I'm doing.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah,
was
and it was
Dick
like,
Imprint.
yeah, that's all I'm doing. But then when I'm watching this, I'm like, I kept looking back. I'm like, damn, dude, this guy for 1984 just said, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And just created this visual display. And I was like, man, what a great. So now, I mean, I would give it a 7.5 just because I appreciate it more now.
Yeah.
But when
Well,
I
and
first.
is that compared just to like level set? Is that compared to other concert films or to like films?
Yeah, touche. For concert films, I would say it's 7.5.
10. I'd
Yeah.
say it's a 10
Oh,
for a
yeah,
concert
yeah.
film. For film, like it's a 7.
When I first saw it, I thought it was a 5. I was like, man, I don't care about this. This is stupid. It's like, and honestly, I was like, why is this even a film?
Yeah.
Is what I thought. I was like, wow, someone really lost a lot of money on this. We're just stupid jabronis. But now I see it and I'm like, yeah, they were onto something.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's a great question. Like concert films, yeah. I mean, it might be up there like
You got to be in the right
Probably a
mood to
10.
watch a concert.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, probably a 10.
Yeah.
It was like,
Because like it's not like there's not a plot, there's not like a start to finish storyline to follow.
No
but
interviews.
but as
this movie is
exactly
so
like the no
engaging.
interview thing was, but like as Travis said, like they did film in on like certain things.
So supposedly the reason why there's no interviews is because Spinal Tap came out this same year, and they were terrified of if they did cutaway interviews that they would be Spinal Tap.
And I can see that. Yeah, I
It's
can
a
see that.
fine
yeah.
line.
Yeah,
You know, especially because their music has a silliness to it anyway. So
yeah.
that's a fine line to walk. So yeah,
When did The Last Waltz come out?
78.
Yeah, before.
Okay.
So you would be a 7.5 or whatever, like movies.
Yeah, 7.5 on the movies because, like, I hate to say it, I think I would, like, if we were having people over, I might put that on as background.
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Like I just put it on like, oh, what are you putting on? I'm putting on The Last Waltz, or I'm putting on this. It's like
Yeah, I can't just sit down and watch. the
No,
whole
yeah,
thing.
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say, my wife and I went to see David Byrne when he was in Oklahoma City. I mean, it's been 5-6 years. It was pre-COVID, and it was a great show. I mean, he, as old as he is now, he was as lively as he was. He's exhausting to watch.
He's
Yeah.
he's a skinny dude.
Yeah, he does his cardio.
How much he runs around?
I mean, yeah, in that show that we watched, I mean, he was running, jumping, dancing. I mean,
Is he hogging?
Is
Is he hogging out?
Look at the size of his pants.
Yeah.
You know
He needs a little extra room in those pants for.
I think he is, Trav.
Yeah.
I think he is.
It's like 30% is like sitting outside of his body. Like
Yeah.
he's 70% man, 30% hog.
It's a lot of hog.
Yeah.
Bite your head off, man. Jesus. Okay.
Anyway,
So,
Anyway,
and I was thinking about this because I mean, I've thought about the times because this is a
About his hog?
well, many.
I'm sorry. Continue on.
I think every concert documentary you think about the lead singer's hog.
I mean Robert Plant.
Robert Plant?
Yeah.
He set a high
hanging
bar.
dog.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have to think about it and Song Remains the Same.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah,
there.
it's just off to one side. Wait, was it left?
Man, I don't know.
That was
did they,
the
stage left.
did they
or-
film left,
or his-
but it flips right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's hanging out like the sword and the stone, and the song remains the same.
Yeah.
Quick Google
the
search.
pants were just so tight back then. You
Yeah.
kind of had to. Which is why
Were the
in
pants
the
tight or were the
80s
hogs big?
In the 80s, they subverted that. They went the other direction with big pants.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
big pants.
Yeah, because the hogs.
Gotta save the hogs.
Hogs were bigger in the 70s and
Makes me-
80s.
Yeah.
Fertility was way down.
Yeah, not for Dave Byrne.
Not for David Byrne.
Yeah.
A lot of room.
Yeah.
A lot of room to breathe.
So, for me, I thought about this earlier, like about how this is a 10 for me, and it's like
Film, concert film.
both.
Ugh.
I'm gonna give it a whoa.
Stage left.
Hold on.
Stage left and stage right.
Travis is sharing a picture of Robert Plant's
Yeah, that's there,
ding
man.
dong.
His jeans.
Wait,
It doesn't need to be circled. Why
Hold on.
is it
Yeah,
circled?
Travis said that. Is this on Google or did you just circle it just now?
That's on my Facebook.
Okay. I tell you what, man, if anybody needs educational learning, go to Travis's Facebook. He's got it all.
Yeah, what side is that?
It ain't the education you want,
That's
but it's
stage
there.
left.
Yep, that's left side. That's the grip side.
So
Or the best side.
anyway, I would say this is a 10 because it's like, and for me, I think about when you guys
There's a quote.
have a different rating, and it's like, I think about like how, for me, in very few movies I've ever watched, I've walked away immediately like this is a 10.
Yeah.
First or second time, anything. It takes quite a few viewings before I realize like this is one of the best movies ever, or it's a 10. Like it has to grow on you.
Yeah.
Most movies are that way for me. It's like, and not only that, but it takes years, I think, for a 10 to really like become a 10. It's like where it's like you watch it, you come back to it in a few years, then you watch it, you
Stands
come
the
back.
test of time.
Yeah.
Sinks in a little bit.
Yeah. And so it's like I think that's where it's like for me it's like I some of these movies where it's like there's been that discrepancy between something that I've said, oh, that's a 10, and you guys are like, oh, it's a 6 or a 7. It's like I think that might change over time if you go back to
100%,
it.
yeah.
And you watch this again in 5 years or whatever, it's like that. Right, it gets even better.
Yeah.
It's like because you can look out for new things, appreciate new stuff.
Yeah, to me, Tremors is a 10.
Obviously.
It's obviously a B grade like Dirt Jaws.
Bloodsport,
with
10.
Hicks.
Yeah.
But over the years I'm like, this is fucking good.
Well, there's only one film, and I don't know if I saw it with you, Travis, but there's only one film I walked out of the theaters saying like, well, that's a fucking 10, and that's going to win Oscars. And it was Gladiator.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
when I walked out of that, I go, oh, that's going to win some shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I didn't really even process it. I'm like, that was just a great movie. I'm like, that's going to win a lot of shit. And it did.
Yeah.
That is the only film I walked out of that said, like, that's a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Forrest Gump. I felt that way. I mean, of course,
Yeah.
that was,
I mean, that
ago,
was
but
dribbling for Oscars though too. That was
It was.
Yeah.
It was. But I mean, it hooked me when I was, whatever, how old I was. It's like, that was really good,
I think that's how I felt with Everything Everywhere All at Once. I walked out and I was like,
Yes. I
Oh, yeah.
That's a
too.
10.
I did
10.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Parasite, even to me, I was just like,
That one too.
yep, I get it. And I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's been a few of those, but
Yeah.
they're not the norm.
No, you're 100% not. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I enjoyed it. And, again, it's such a great set list. It's a very vibrant set list. All the songs are very lively. There's nothing like down. There's nothing slow. There's nothing morbid.
there's no acoustic set.
Yeah.
Like, there's no like, okay, let's just don't.
Here's my question. This is something I don't know. Did they create that set list for that concert, or was that their set list going up for
Like their
that-
touring set list?
Yeah, was that their touring set? Because
I think it was, but I think what they did was that was filmed over 3 nights. So they put that together out of 3 different,
that I did not know.
yeah.
same location each time, but 3
Yeah.
different shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was impressed with how, I mean, they probably re-recorded a bunch of stuff, but how accurate their touring set was to their actual recorded stuff.
Yeah.
Because they brought in like extra percussionist, extra
Yeah.
backup vocals. Like
Yeah.
they were able to recreate the album studio quality
Yeah.
on set.
Yeah. I mean, he sounded great. His vocals sounded
He
great.
sounded great.
So,
Great percussion.
and it's weird because they didn't cut to the audience a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of get it
kinda
toward the very
that,
end,
yeah.
and like you get some cool little audience stuff. But
It kind of keeps that momentum on the stage. It kind of keeps that energy.
a lot of mustaches in that audience.
Yeah, oh, yeah. 80, 84.
good.
Yeah. Those some bushy mustaches.
A lot of Bush.
Yeah.
A lot of bush.
But doubling back to the wine,
Oh yeah.
this is, a great, probably Portugal is a great place. It's kind of like Spain. It's a great place to get good, affordable wine. This is good summertime wine. You can drink it chilled. Vino Verdes tend to be a little bit lower in alcohol. They tend to be a little bit lower in body, high in acidity, very easy drinking. This is very food friendly,
Pizza friendly.
pizza friendly, burger friendly.
It's a very welcome change from that Alpha Hive.
This is definitely a change of gears. But yeah, this is 9.5% alcohol. Again, they're not gonna beat you over the head. So
Yeah.
this is a good rosé to drink in hot weather for sure.
It's tasty.
So, yeah. But Spain and Portugal have got some good stuff. They're affordable. I mean, especially like if you're going there, you can drink stuff very reasonably. So great place to travel to. So yeah, about $10. I think $12 for this one.
Oh, yeah.
And
nice.
it- only 9.5 alcohol. That single serving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean, I believe we call it butt chugging wine. Yeah. It's what the kids are saying. It's on TikTok.
I think they call it boofing. No,
Ooh,
Boofing.
I think it's boofing.
No,
Yeah,
it's actually it was sploshing, and splashing is sitting on a cake naked. That I you've had this problem last time too.
you're talking about squat cobbler.
You're talking about splashing. Well, they might call it something west of Mississippi. I don't know.
It's generational. If you call it butt chugging, you're going to get made fun of by some Gen Zs.
yeah.
Boofing is something else, and we can't talk about
I know I missed a few podcasts, but is this an ongoing thing? Okay. I was like, wait, are we having conversation about splooshing? And I was like, oh, God.
I'm doing to Sean what I do to you a lot of times is
I
I'm
see.
manufacturing conversations we've never
Okay,
had so
I
that
was
he
like,
looks bad.
I was like, wait a minute. I mean, like, are we in an argument about splooshing? Because man, I'm pretty up to date on the splooshing.
Yeah.
thing. I was like,
Are you current on splooshing?
Splashing.
splashing. Yeah.
Either.
Naked cake sitting.
And I bet if you Google splooshing, it's something equally different. But
What
you
about
don't want to
splashing?
know.
No,
One versus
splooting
two.
is like an animal like laying
yeah,
down on
legs-
its
legs-
legs splayed.
An animal?
Yeah.
You can't say that, honestly, man. It's like you can't say you're
Oh,
watching
they're just
animals
trying to cool
sploot.
down their tummy.
You're watching animal sploot online, dude. You're going to jail.
Or watching cats blep. Don't get me
Oh
started.
my God. Okay, we're red flag now.
Cut this.
A blep is just a.
So this has been another episode of Cinema,
Tell you, we missed you.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And so my name's Todd Wofford. It's Taylor Owens.
Yo.
Sean Jordan.
Bye.
Travis Splootion Bud.
What is boofing?
We'll look it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Great movies, Only Drunker. Tune in next time. We're going to talk about Baby Driver. So, yeah, that's up next.
Nobody puts
You say butts up next?
Butts up next. That was a game that we played in middle school.
Heads
This
up, butts
bud's
up.
for you.
Yeah.
Wait,
Butts up, 7-Up.
Exactly. So we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Love you.
sploot.
What is boofing?